Let me just take you immediately now to the unprecedented symbols of this new relationship between India and the United States. The gifts that Prime Minister Modi and President Biden exchanged during their meeting, they reflect the personalities of the two leaders and the goodwill that they share. In fact, they also happen to complement the ages of the respective leaders. And over the next 4 minutes, we'll take you through the gifts, discuss their significance, and the thought that went behind choosing them as well. Let's start off with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He was given several antique gifts by the US President and the First Lady. And this includes a handmade antique book galley from the 20th century, a vintage homemade camera, accompanied by an archival facsimile print of George Eastman's patent of the first Kodak camera, a hardcover book of American wildlife photography, and the First Lady Jill Biden handed him a signed first edition copy of collected poems of Robert Frost. What is the significance really of these gifts, you must be wondering. Let's just try to understand this. And if we speak of George Eastman, he was a 19th century entrepreneur who established the Eastman Kodak Company and played an instrumental role in popularizing the use of photographic roll film. In fact, in 1888, he received a patent for the camera's shutter and a trademark for the Kodak name. The Prime Minister received a facsimile print of George Eastman's patent of the first Kodak camera. What exactly is that? Well, a facsimile is a duplicate of an old manuscript or old print. Facsimiles are mostly used in museums as a substitution, when the original copy is too vulnerable to be displayed. In other words, facsimile printing enables the reproduction of an item of historical value while staying true to the original source as much as possible. Let's also tell you next, we have a book of poems from Robert Frost. And for the unversed, Robert Frost was one of the most widely admired and highly honored American poets of the 20th century. In fact, he is the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. His first book was published around the age of 40, and he passed away in the year 1963. So these were the presents that Prime Minister Modi received. What did he give the US President in return? A plethora of carefully selected gifts. Let's take you through the details. To start with, the Prime Minister gave the Bidens a unique Mysore sandalwood box, handcrafted by a master craftsman from Rajasthan. The box contains a silver idol of Lord Ganesha, which has been handcrafted by a family of 5th generation silversmiths from Kolkata. And the box has an oil lamp, or what is called a diya in Hindi, which occupies a sacred space in every Hindu household. And the box also contains dasdanam. What's that? Dasdanam are basically donations from 10 different kinds, and they are given to someone who has seen 1,000 full moons after completing the age of 80 years and 8 months. In fact, the next gift also is equally thoughtful. The Prime Minister gave the US President a rare first edition print of 10 principal Upanishads, recognizing the leader's profound admiration for Irish poet William Butler Yeats. And for the unversed, this edition was published by Yeats in English in 1937 and co-authored by Purohit Swami. President Biden is known to be an avid reader of Yeats' publications, so much so that he even includes quotes from Yeats in his speeches. And lastly, Prime Minister Modi gifted a 7.5 carat eco-friendly diamond to the First Lady Jill Biden, the diamond reflecting earth-mined diamonds' chemical and optical properties. It's also eco-friendly, by the way, as eco-diversified resources like solar and wind power were used in its making. And now it should be noted here that to encourage production of lab-grown diamonds, the Indian government in the Union Budget 2023 to 24 had announced that it will be providing a research and development grant to one of the IITs for a period of 5 years to reduce the cost of production of such diamonds. A proposal to reduce custom duties on lab-grown diamond seeds was also present in the budget. Let's take you through the further details. Overall, all gifts received by President Biden are worth over 400 and they will be held by the National Archive. Although presidents can retain the gift if they pay the estimated worth, the handling of the gifts from a foreign official to any federal government employee, including the president, is largely governed by the Foreign Gifts and Decorations Act of 1966. And under this act, the US Congress permits accepting gifts of minimal value from foreign governments as a sign of courtesy. In fact, as of January 2014, the limit was set at $375. In the case of India, leaders have to surrender all gifts to the Treasury, irrespective of the price of a state gift. So this was all about the gifts that were exchanged between the two leaders. All eyes are now set on the state dinner, which will be hosted by the Bidens later today. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.